Hello, everyone. My name is Christine Crambier, Advocacy Program Coordinator for the ARC of Iowa and its chapters. Thank you for joining me for Let's Chat, where I have short conversations with professionals and experts in their field on topics that matter to individuals diagnosed with disabilities, their caregivers, and our community. Today, I am joined by Jessica Mayle, Regional Spokesperson of Strategic Communication and Public Affairs for the Transportation Security Administration, also known as TSA. The TSA was established under the Aviation and Transportation Security Act by the 107th Congress on November 19, 2001. Their mission is to protect the nation's transportation system to ensure freedom of movement for people and commerce after the attacks of September 11, 2001. Today, we will be discussing the TSA Cares program. Jessica, thank you for joining me today.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yes, so for those who are unfamiliar, what is the TSA Cares program?
Yeah, so this is a really great resource we have. Basically, it's for anyone who needs extra assistance with the screening process. So there's no minimum you have to reach. It's not only for certain types of disabilities or certain types of issues. It's for anyone who feels maybe some anxiety around screening, or they have extra medical equipment or extra challenges, and they just need extra assistance. So, there's a lot of ways you can access it. We can get into that, but basically you can reach out ahead of time and tell us you need the help, or when you walk up to the checkpoint, if you're like, hey, I'm going to need extra assistance today, you can let us know, and it just helps us help you get through the process easier.
So as you're saying that, how does the program work?
Yeah, so there's a couple different ways. First of all, I would recommend going on our website, tsa.gov. We have a full page devoted to TSA Cares, and it really spells out a lot of the information around these procedures. And again, there's so many types of people who might want to access TSA Cares, and we really want you to kind of find what are your questions and what is the most I can learn before I even get to the checkpoint. I think that helps you pack smarter, make sure you're putting the right items in the right places, make sure you're prepared, and it helps you get through it easier. So start there if you haven't already been on our website. But the main program we'll talk about today is what we call our passenger support specialists, and these are TSA officers who are at the checkpoint. They've gone through special training. They like this responsibility. They want to do it, and they work with people one-on-one. And when you call ahead and let us know, hey, my flight is this day at this time, leaving out of this airport, we have a PSS, or a passenger support specialist, waiting for you before you even go through the checkpoint. And again, they help you navigate the entire process. So if you have a lot of equipment or just extra challenges, it really just removes that stress, and helps you feel a lot more confident as you're going through screening.
Wonderful. How long has the program been around? A lot of people, when we've talked about it, have never heard of it. So how long have we been doing this really as the TSA?
Yeah, so I had to check on that one because I've always known about it, but it did start in 2012. And what I think is so great, they let me know, we had about 5,000 requests that first year, and we're up to 70,000 most recently. So really, really grown, and we just keep putting resources behind it. And what's great is that it's every airport you're going through. So, you might be flying out of Iowa and coming back from a different airport, and I want people to know they can let TSA know on both ends what their flights are, and you can access this service no matter where you're going from.
And so you touched on it a little bit, but how does someone go about accessing the TSA Cares?
Yeah. So, I'll share this information with you too, and you can add it. But, there's a phone number, there's an email address, there's a lot of different ways you can reach out to TSA for that first contact. But basically, if you go to our website, tsa.gov, you'll find the TSA.cares information right in the menu, and you can and start the process there. You'll start by giving us an email. And again, we'll ask for those details about when is your flight, what is your airport, again, what are those challenges, just to kind of give us an overview. And then there'll actually be a phone call where you'll talk to someone, you'll get to ask your questions, we'll ask you a few questions, because again, we just want to have the most information we can to be prepared, and have that passenger support specialist ready for all of the issues and the challenges that you want to make sure we address.
Perfect. We have a lot of our individuals who travel with medications. They may use mobility devices. Is anyone limited to, we have families who maybe someone uses 12 different medications a day. Will they be impacted at all about using the program if they have all of those medications or those mobility devices?
Yeah, no, absolutely not. And that would be, a great example of someone we would want to use that program. But one thing I will say about medication specifically, I think people might know our liquids rule: 3.4 ounces or more needs to go in your check baggage. Anything under that can go in your carry-on baggage. But that rule does not apply to liquids, or I'm sorry, to medicine. So you can definitely exceed our liquids rule if they have a medical need for it. And again, that's something that we would be able to help you navigate. And just tell the officer, even if you don't call TSA Cares ahead of time, but you just show up at the checkpoint, you're ready to fly, you have a lot of medicine with you that day, just let our officer know, hey, this is all medication, I'm exceeding the liquid standard, and they'll be able to help you get that screened properly.
Excellent. How, and we touched on this just very minimally, um, but how does someone go through that process of accessing? Like, what's the time frame on that? Is it 3 days out? Is it 2 days out? What does that look like?
Yeah, we say 72 hours. So that's a good frame of reference is 3 days. But hey, if you're 24 hours in advance, feel free to give us a call or shoot us an email, and that'll help us get a leg up. Also, if you just walk up to the checkpoint, there is always a PSS available. It's usually a supervisor, but there is always someone who can fulfill that role, and you can ask for that at the time of screening. Again, we prefer that you give us a heads up because it helps us staff appropriately. But even if you are like, hey, I don't think I really need it, and then you get there and you're like, actually, I think I do want a little bit of help with screening today, just ask, and we will definitely have an officer who's available who can help you.
Is there a cost? So if someone needs to access it, do they have to pay an additional fee in order to have access to TSA Cares?
They do not. It's free. It's open to everyone.
Okay. And you talked a little bit about the website and that people can go to the website, and we'll make sure we get all that information included when we do the distribution. But one thing we didn't touch base on that I think is important, we have a lot of educators at the high school level, possibly even at the middle school level, or disability providers. Can they reach out to their local airport and say, hey, we just want to be able to bring a class out, bring one of our groups out, and really run through the process of TSA Care so that people can become more comfortable when they are flying?
Yeah, yeah, we do programs like that. And again, Wings for Autism and things like that. There are programs that typically, we work with regularly and make sure, or sometimes we'll work with Make a Wish in addition, before they do wishes, so that those families really know that the process that they'll be going through. So again, that usually takes a little like leg time to get set up, but we really love to accommodate those requests. They're kind of fun for us because it's less stressful. Those people don't have a flight to catch, so we can take our time with it and let everyone get comfortable. But yeah, absolutely. You can always reach out through TSA. Again, on our website, we have just a general customer feedback form. You can make that request through, or you can reach out to your local airports and they'll help connect you as well.
Well, wonderful. Jessica, I want to thank you again for joining me today. For those interested in learning more about TSA Cares, please visit the information provided page for tsa.gov. I hope you all have the opportunity to reach your full potential today. I look forward to our next chat.